All right, we're live. What are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
I
good.
didn't. I
Good,
did
good.
panic.
All right,
Um,
good. You didn't just disconnect on me as soon as I started recording. All right, let me
no,
adjust the volume. All right, man. So for those for you who's watching this video, if you're watching this video, is because you're gonna we've put together this reaction video to last week's Go High Level update videos, and this is a combination of basically the latest Sean updates. I think he's like the president or the CEO of Go High Level. And on the other line, although you don't see him, is my right hand man, Jake Akkad. And when it comes to building out the systems for the automations and the funnels and everything, Jake is the primary builder for everything. Jake, say what's up, man.
what's up? I'm the geek that gets excited to things that you say meh about.
The geek that gets excited to the things that you say meh about. Yeah, that's a great way to put it, because there's really no one else to talk to about this kind of stuff. Because I mean, there is, but they're not easy to find, and they're a bunch of introverts just like us. So we decided to go ahead and create this series called Reacts, and this is essentially where we react to the latest updates when it comes to marketing automation software. In today's video, we're talking about Go High Level, and this is essentially a weekly video, a weekly series. We will release a video every week, and let's just dive into it. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
Sean coming at you from High Level. It is Thursday. The team is on beast mode today. We've got our third update video of today. So there's two updates in this video. I'm going to cover the one that's easier first to get that out of the way. So if you ever go and look at D&D, we've launched this a while back. You can D&D sort of by channel, which is really cool and useful and awesome. But there's an enhancement to that, which is that you can see here when a D&D actually happens, oftentimes it's like, well, where did that come from? And how did that, like, why is this D&D? Well, guess
You know what stands out to me? I mean, this okay. So the whole D&D channels thing, it's really cool because there are people that want to receive messages based off of specific platforms, and this now allows us to essentially choose which ones they don't want to receive. And this stands out. WhatsApp. I have not used this. Jake, have you seen it? Like,
Actually,
have you?
I saw it before, but I never used it. But having the whole idea of the D&D and different channels is definitely something like new feature in terms of those type of marketing softwares I'm talking about. Of course, it's been for
Yeah.
a while in High Level, but I appreciate their effort, because when it comes to trying to send or contact clients through different channels, as you said, sometimes you will need to stop sending to them, for example, the automated emails, but you want to still keep sending them the text messages, or you want to do the calls. So that's definitely something useful. I can see
Right.
where it can be used.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, and then I'm jumping the gun, but you know what? I'm looking at my high level account. I don't see WhatsApp, so that's definitely got to be a beta thing. It's not released to everyone, and I also don't have. I have emails, text messages, calls, and voicemail. I do have GMB. Okay, only WhatsApp is the only one that's missing right now. So I can't wait. That's exciting right there.
I wanted to add something about the D&D and why it's very important from tech perspective. So when it comes to sending to your clients emails or text messages,
Mhm.
for each channel you have something called the reputation. It's either the domain reputation when you are sending the emails, or it's the number or the phone number reputation when it comes to text. So
Right.
having the chance to not send to the clients who doesn't want to receive anything and blocking them instead of just sending to all the people is definitely something very important, because when your reputation comes down, you will see all your emails or all your text messages are being blocked or going to
Mhm.
spam, and that's not an easy fix at all.
Right. That's actually a good point. So I know that when I first started with emails, I was excited to have a big list. The problem was that just because people sign up, it doesn't necessarily mean they want to continue receiving contact from that whatever that channel is. So even if they were unsubscribed, I would still send out messages. to the point where people were clicking on the spam button or complaining. This was back in 2003. So email was still kind of like the wild, wild west. But then I learned you actually want people to be able to unsubscribe and end that communication channel, because just like you said, reputation is a big deal. And the moment that you start hurting your reputation, it's kind of like your credit score here in the States. And the moment that you don't pay bills, it gets reported to this whole credit report system. And then it lets everyone else know that you're probably not likely to pay. And that's why you don't get approved for loans. So it's kind of like the same thing with reputation. You're known for spamming, so your emails are not likely to get pushed forward. You have to actually tell that person to take, create a filter specifically for you, which is not a good thing. Now, this feature is pretty cool because it lets you know how the unsubscribe occurred. So this eye right here, according to what I understand, this eye lets you know when you mouse over it how it occurred. And if there is no eye, or you know what, I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it. Hold on. So this one has an eye here, but there's no checkbox. So I'm curious to know what that means.
I think it's for the disabled channels. If it's disabled, it will give you an idea why it's disabled. So either the user unsubscribed or because you didn't connect it, for example. So yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah,
it's like it's faded. So all right, that's interesting. I'm curious to see what ends up coming of that.
We got some big changes to the order form here. So this is on the funnels, and let me walk you through this. Let me try to move my head someplace where it's a little less in the way. I don't know. So all that to say, you can see here that we've made a couple of changes to the description down here, as well as the order total. And there's a ClickUp doc here that we can take a wrong. Ooh, that's our Figma for our affiliate management stuff going on. But let's take a look at this ClickUp doc real quick. Here we go. Okay, the order form. So what's happening here? So the order form, both the one-step and the two-step, did not provide the correct price for the subscription products. When the trial was involved, the order summary, therefore, did not have a total price to reflect the total price of the main product plus the bump product. So what's new? Description. So you saw that on this down here. The description for the subscription products explains the setup fee, the trial fee, and the recurring payments included in the subtext below the product name, so you really understand what you're buying here. Product prices will now only show only show what is being charged at the time of sale. So examples: setup fees $10, trials 10 days, monthly is $10 a month. Then the price is displayed as 10, right? Because that is what you're going to pay today. Setup fee is 0, trial is 10 days, and then monthly is 10. Then the price displayed is 0, because today I'm not paying any money, right? I'm signing up for a $10 charge in the future. So the price can be shown differently using the display override option. So this has always been the case where if you don't like that default, you can obviously override it and make it say whatever you want. And then order totals will be shown as the sum of the products selected, i.e. the main product and the bump product, which of course does make sense because now the total will be correct. Now, with that being the case, one quick note, you can see here that this is only available in the level 0 CDN, and you can test it out on labs for the funnels, and if you want to on Flash funnels, and then you can see that the Flash funnel CDN will receive the changes over the next few weeks. If you don't know what the level 0 CDN is, just go to help.gohighlevel.com, search level 0. It's basically our new CDN, but it just gives you the ability to basically either stay as it was or test out the new flow. But either way, we know this to be the right flow, and pending any big issues that we are unforeseen, this will be going live for everybody in the next couple weeks. As always, you can see right here in the labs.
All right, let me make sure if I understood it. You tell me if this is what you understood. But this is essentially for you. So the description will automatically include what will be charged based off of the trial. So like if you don't set up a description, by default, it'll show all the charges that will occur and when it will occur, I guess. I guess so. I'm not sure.
I guess so. About the description, that's right. I guess, as you said, the main thing about it is the different in the UI. It's how you are showing what you are going to pay right now. So I guess the main thing is that you are showing to the client not what he is going to pay or he or she is going to pay in the future, but what they are paying right now. So if you are giving them a free trial, it's going to be zero. It's going to show zero instead of showing what is the price after the free trial. So it's good and bad. Like it could be confusing, but if the description gives you full information, then that would be definitely a good improvement. But it all depends on how they are gonna implement it.
Right. It's this is why I prefer to use that display override feature whenever I can, because I get to write out exactly what I want them to see, even because I don't want them to get confused. And anything by default is it is scary because unless you are an actual like high level builder or whatever, you're not really going to understand it. You're going to assume probably something different, whatever. So that's why it's important to leverage that whole display over. That's the way I do it. So I don't think I'm going to be really using that feature. I may. I mean, as of right now, I can't really think of something that I'll use with that feature. But that's good that they made the update.
Yeah, and the subscription space, it's while it's been there for a long time, still lacking so many features when it comes to all kind of those like softwares, either HighLevel or any other software. There are still some, that we had some scenarios in the past that we had that it couldn't be implemented. So them trying to do something upgrading on this subscription thing, it gives me good vibes that they are going to be implementing much more than that, about the trial, about how you can add the trial to one-time payment, which something we had recently in Kajabi and we had issues with it. So yeah.
Right. There's in a comment section, somebody wrote, which makes sense. He wrote, "We need in workflows the ability to force send so customers will continue receiving transactional communications even if they don't want marketing." So like, for example, if we do charge them, if they get charged a fee, the recurring subscription, they still need to receive an email that's that confirms the payment, whatever, the receipt essentially, or invoices if we have to send them out. So I hope they take that in consideration, because that is a really big deal.
That's actually that's actually great. Yeah, if they can separate it, or they can add an option for you to have two channels, one for promotional emails, which is related to campaigns and automations, and the other is the transactional emails, which is, as you said, notification about that there is a payment or invoice or anything like this, because those should be pushed at all cases.
Right. All right, let's see what else we got.
This is where you're going to be able to go in and test it out.
That's actually kind of cool that they you don't, until they release it, you could test it on in the labs area, so that way you can opt into any features. I love opting into stuff. I don't fully use HighLevel for everything. I do use it primarily for a lot of things, but there are some things that that I like to test out, and I mean that's something I'm going to test, but whatever.
And then just a real quick for anybody who is doing any kind of custom coding, you can see here's the old order summary section, and you can see the new order summary section and some of the new DOM structure. All of that can be seen, of course, in the help docs, so don't even worry about that. So no big deal there. But on that note, just wanted to get these updates out. Really awesome enhancements across the board, and I appreciate the dev team so much for this. So I hope all of you are having an awesome Thursday. And as always, if you have any questions, let us know. Thanks.
All right. So that was a cool update. All right. So let's.
Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Sean coming at you from.
Right, this is, I don't know how old that video is. Oh, that's very old. Okay, I'm gonna do this one here, which is called the new mobile app update. Hang on a second. Here we go.
Mobile app. This is phenomenal.
All right, ready? Here we go.
Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. Sean coming at you from HighLevel. I am ecstatic to announce that the brand new version of the mobile app is out. It was in beta. It is now live. So invoicing is live in the mobile app. This is phenomenal. There's also a huge ton of speed improvements. So let's jump in real quick. Let's go through the screens together. Let's take a look at what we're talking about, and then go off and download the app ASAP. So anyhow, you've got invoicing. You can see here the sort of the invoicing screen. You can see that you can obviously create a new invoice. This tries to mirror that same experience that you're used to on the desktop app. Obviously, you can get, I love the image there. Obviously, go in and add items to the invoice like you would expect to, set your terms. It nicely walks you through it on the top there. And then you obviously can preview it at the end of the day. You can test it, you can send it, all those good things. Obviously, you can see all the items that you have that are open to you, and you can add items as needed. All of that wonderful stuff. You can add discounts, as you can see, just like you can on the desktop as well. And of course, you can decide which taxes to apply, just like the desktop as well. So all of that live right now in the app. Let's take a look at the speed improvements as well. Just so I can.
All right. So I know that, Jake, you don't really mess with this. I'm the one that would primarily mess with it for us.
Yep.
And before there really wasn't a way for you to collect payment easily. I mean, there was like on the app, there's like a little dollar sign you could tap on and you can send them whatever. But this right here, but that was like for just a payment button. You just put the price and whatever.
Yeah.
Now this is essentially is for actually creating an itemized invoice from your phone. So a lot of people that might be using this most likely would be either someone at a trade show, someone that has to do something on the go, like someone like a service worker that's at somebody's house, somebody's property. So that way they're adding someone right to HighLevel from their phone, and they can actually invoice them right from there. So this is just a matter really of convenience, and it is really cool for service providers. I think for like marketers, I don't really. I mean, I guess if you want to close a deal right then and there, right?
It's handy. We had some scenarios when you are on vacation or it's on weekend and you don't want to jump on your laptop, so you want to send this invoice really quick. So it's handy. It's convenient, as you said.
Yeah, it's really just convenience. So that's a cool feature, a nice add-on to have. And if you're a HighLevel like agency that's offering this for your clients, and this is a nice little selling point for you to add to your features and benefits of why they want to work with you. So you can just make it easy for them. So if you're niched down to some type of like service provider business, this is a cool little add-on or a cool little feature you could demonstrate inside of your sale. All right, let's see what else we got.
Make sure and represent those properly. Okay, so obviously here,
so clearly they use
on
Slack.
this list is all of the invoice items I just went through briefly, and then you can see down here speed and performance. So we've got moving from one location to another instantaneously. We've reduced that location switching time is phenomenally faster, and then you'll also see subsequent load times on conversations have been drastically reduced. So going from 3 to 4 seconds to less than 1 second or about 1 second. Amazing. I've been testing this app now for a couple of weeks, and I got to tell you, it's a huge improvement. Now, we have a lot more to go on the mobile app, so don't worry about that, but this is a phenomenal improvement.
I haven't had really, like, I put the chat bot, I mean, not the chat bot, but the chat bubble on our site.
Yeah.
And I really haven't had much luck with not following up, but like responding to people who are chatting to me from the website. It's like the notifications are not great or whatever, or it's just, I haven't had a solid experience with responding to people who use the web chat feature. So, I mean, sure, that's cool that it speeds up, but it's just hasn't been really a tool. I've lost so many chats because of like how it's not easy to kind of, especially on desktop. I'm on my desktop most of the time, not on my phone.
Yeah.
So
I agree, but as I heard him talking before, he mentioned something that they are using in their company, and which I respect. They tend to push features when it's MVP, like at the very beginning, and then optimize on it. So while it's not being usable for us, maybe for other businesses, they can use it with this minimal contact. So yeah, if it needs to be improved more, but when it comes to speed, everyone is happy. Like a quicker app, more happy clients. That's
Right.
definite.
Of course. Yeah. The thing is that I just in my experience, I found more success with like using maybe even like a chat bot versus on the site, So but that's
Yeah.
cool. You're right. It's cool to have a speed update. These are the unsung heroes of updates. Speed.
Yeah.
With the invoicing. Now, if you're working with anybody on the go, anybody who needs to do invoicing on the go, they now have that capability in the app. Obviously, there are a couple more bug fixes and that kind of thing, but that's kind of normal. But this is a huge addition on the mobile app. So definitely go check it out. Obviously, as always, let us know what your feedback is. And I hope all of you are having a great Thursday.
All right.
Thanks.
So that's that video. It's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Not that excited about
one of my favorite things,
but it's cool.
about money.com CRM.
Yeah. It's good to have it.
Let's see. Yeah, it's a good to have. All right, so let's
Turn that on.
go ahead
check
and
this out. So
start from the beginning. Here we go.
Okay.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Sean coming at you from
There came out a lot of
HighLevel. So
updates
let's
that
take a look
Thursday.
at this awesome new feature. So first up,
By the way,
make
I'm
sure you go
gonna
to
add something.
settings, labs.
What's that?
That for me and you, that's the first time we watch a video on 1x since like 2000 years ago.
You're right. I watched this at 2.5x because it's like I don't have time.
Yeah,
It's in real time.
even for me. So yeah, I feel like weird that okay, there is a long waiting time and okay, awkwardness.
I agree. The thing is, we're recording, so hey,
Yeah,
that's
I
watching this
understand.
video, you can watch
But
this in 2x.
Yeah.
So funny.
I don't know if it's on by default. I want it to be on by default, but right here, see where it says under conversations, it says conversation message details. Let's check this out. New changes to the conversations page. You'll now be able to see the origin of individual messages inside the conversation view. This will help you find all the relevant details, blah, 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 blah. Turn that on and then check this out. So if I go over here, here's Kevin writing in, and notice there's these three dots right there and right there. So I hit these three dots and I hit details and check this out. So it's here. You've got you've got all the info on the actual message itself, and you can actually see as you go through all the messages here. You can see like this is from
that's really cool.
this number to this number,
Yep.
for example, on the phone calls, and so you can kind of see all of the detail around all of the different messages to and from. And we got this as great feedback where people are saying like, yeah, but what number did this SMS come from, or what number did this this phone call get, when we dialed out, what number did they see on their caller ID, right? So this actually solves for all of that. So hold on, let me just make sure I didn't miss anything in the release notes.
Well, that's a huge one because I know that it's if you're running multiple campaigns, or if you've done different things to drive people to your site or to communicate with you, you want to know what brought that contact to you, or that form of communication, or how they're communicating. So that way you're able to know if you want to spend more money on that channel, or you want to do more of a focus on that channel. So that's a really big deal because it's always good to have data. So you make better decisions when you have data.
Yeah, and to add to that, like it's very important when it comes to debugging, because one scenario that we had before, and I'm sure that all the people they had it before, that you are sending your emails right now, but you are not sure where the emails are going from. What is the SMTP that is active right now? So is it Centigrade that it's working, or it's another service that, for example, now it's live with their own SMTP, or you are using Gmail? So before there was no easy way to figure this out, but now when you click on those three dots, it will tell you exactly how it's being sent.
That is such a good point, man. I always forget about the whole like troubleshooting aspect of this. I'm thinking about the marketing side of things, but you're right. It's like, how do you fix something if you don't know where it broke?
Yeah.
So that's good.
Okay.
That's a good way to debug stuff. Great point, man.
Okay, as usual, or as sometimes, I think it's just like easier to go over this together. So you can see like the three dots, we did that. Now the reply button will actually be visible under the three dots. That's cool. Yeah, so from and to on SMS, phone calls, voicemails, and emails.
I don't think they should do it only when you mouse over on those three dots, because people are going to forget. You want it to be intuitive and having those three dots there already lets them know that there's a feature here that you can use. If it's not there, they'll forget about it. So
I agree.
I would tell, hey Sean, if you're listening, keep those three dots on there visible.
Direction of the message, inbound or outbound, date and time, manual or automated. It'll tell you message provider and message status for outbound only. Let's look at a couple examples here. So we've got, this is kind of the example I just showed you. And then here we can see right here, you can actually see this message here. Oh, this is so cool. You can see that it was sent by an automation.
Oh, that's so cool.
Sent by an automation workflow.
You can actually link to it. Look at that. That right there, the fact that the workflow is in blue, I believe that means that you can click on it and it will take you to that automation so you can actually dissect or review the actual workflow that caused this automation.
Do this bring any memories to you? It's active campaign. It's active campaign.
Oh yeah, you're right. And look, Mailgun and opened. That is really good because, well, for one, you know what was the service you're using. So if you have multiple services, which I don't think. Actually, if you're doing your own thing, your own account, I guess you only have one account. Sure, it doesn't really matter. But if you're managing multiple and you want to kind of just know where to go, this right here lets you know what's the software that is sending out this email. But this one right here, opened, if that means what I think it means, that means that the person has opened this email successfully. And that's really neat to see right from in that profiles, that contact profiles page.
Yep.
Partial details will be available for messages prior to July 15th. Okay. That's okay. Noted. All right, man. These guys are hard workers, man. He's got them moving.
Yep.
So you can see it. You can see that it went through Mailgun in this case, and it was actually opened.
Okay, cool.
So that's amazing. Wow, this is so cool. Yeah, I'll just show the detail icon there.
I think that this Sean, like, he just throws stuff out there and his team just delivers because it's like he's surprised himself. I wonder how detached he is from with this entire thing. But that's a good team. He's got a great team there, man.
Yeah,
and then here's another example. Whoop. This is from this came from this number to this number. You can see it's now about SMS. You can see when it was sent. You can see who sent it. So in this case, it was actually an individual who sent it. So it was manual. And then you can see, like in this case, it was sent by the lead connector phone system, and the status was delivered. So all of these awesome details now available in message details. So take a look at that. And as always, awesome. If you have any questions, let us know. Super pumped about this. Thanks, everybody. Talk soon.
Oh, that was it? Okay. It was so fun. I lost track of time. Okay, next one.
It's before the next one, I wanted to add one more thing about a scenario. I like to give scenarios, using scenarios for those, and how it was an issue for me before and how it's going to solve it now. So I had an issue before that one of the accounts we were managing, the owner sent us a message that one of the contacts sent her a message telling her that she didn't receive.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. I was trying to prepare the video. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
That one of the contacts sent her a message saying that she didn't hear from her at all after she signed up. So the owner sent us this message and mentioned that this is the email of the contact and I'm not sure what's going on. So I went in, I typed this in the search box and I found the contact. And when I checked conversation, I saw a conversation between them. So definitely the contact is in HighLevel and there's a conversation. So what's going on? After digging deeper, because there was no tools for me to understand what are those conversations happening and what is going before that, I dig deeper and found something that the contact, she had a typo when she filled in the form. So she had two contacts in the system, one with the typo, and with that, she received all the proper emails, all the automation. And the new one has been created because she sent the owner a message and an email mentioning that she has an issue. So that's why the second contact is in there. So before there was no tool to understand, but now with that, you will, from those communication, you will check, okay, what is the first communication, how it's happened, then you will see that it's not automated, it's like has been sent manually from someone, and it was an SMS. So because of that, okay, then there's a gap. I have to find the original email. So yeah, that's
Gotcha.
definitely helpful.
Gotcha. Because I mean, I actually I know what client you're talking about, and they were under the assumption that the software wasn't working.
Yeah.
When in reality, the software was working just fine, but the
it was just a
user
typo.
put the wrong email address, and I remember that they seemed upset, and it's always it sucks because it's like one of those, the software works fine. It was a human that screwed up. So
Yeah.
it's like, how do you delicately make them realize without trying to insult them? You know, some clients are and there are clients out there that like to always want to find the faults versus of like trying to understand what's going on. And this was clearly not the software issue. This was a user error issue. The problem was between the keyboard and the chair. So yeah.
And when you have the tool to like debug and find those issues really quick and show them to the client, it will build like your trust between you and the software from one side, and you and the client from the other side. Because if the client sees that, okay, the software can debug, can give you definite answer to your questions, then okay, I can trust it and I can rest that it's working.
Right. It's most of the time it's not the software. Most of the time, and there are some bugs here and there, and the only way you'll be able to identify the issue is because you know it's not working, but it's only something that you can see from within the server, which we don't have access to.
Yeah.
But it's very rare and seldom that it's a software issue. It's usually something that the user or the tech.
But as you always say,
user.
yeah. Sorry to interrupt. As you always say, if there is no proof, if there is no screenshot, if there is no log, someone will tell you, okay, that may not happen. So because now we have a log for that, that's very important.
It makes life easier, right?
Yep.
All right, this next one's called Recurring Invoices Live on Beta. Let's see what's up.
Hey everybody, Sean coming at you from HighLevel on Wednesday. I am so excited about the next feature that we're about to drop here. So quick heads up, this is on beta. So if you want to check this out, go to beta.gohighlevel.com. But this is recurring invoices. And what is so cool about this is it's like, it feels like an enhancement to Invoices, and it is, but it's like almost its own new feature. It's so big. So anyways, when you go into any of the locations, obviously on the left-hand side, you see payments, you see invoices, and now you see recurring templates. So you can see here, it's pretty easy to get started. You click create a recurring template, and this is the ability to literally go in, just like it sounds, and create recurring invoices that are gonna run automatically every X. And they've done such a great job here. You can see minutely, which is probably going to eventually get removed, but maybe it'll stay. But every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year. So let's say I wanted to do it every month, and I could say on the specific date of the month, right? Every first of the month, second of the month, or I could say.
Let me start right there. That's actually really cool because on a specific day, on the first X day, on the second X day, on the third X day, the fourth, and the last day, because like in February, that February has the least amount of days in a year. So if instead of putting the 30th or the 31st, you can choose less. So that's really cool that they included that. And I know from a tech perspective, from a geek programming perspective, that can be a little challenging to set up and to be accurate 100% of the time. That's really cool that they added that.
First, second, third, like they've made it really easy here. You can have start dates, you can have end dates. You can say like never end this recurrence, end by a certain date, or end after a certain date. And then you can also say send the date of the invoice X days in advance. So this is really cool too, right? So like if you have an invoice that's, let's say, due today, you might want to send it a week before, because if they pay early, well, that's money, that's cash flow coming into the business much faster. So anyways, there is a ton of detail here. You can kind of come see it up here. You can set all the names, all the info. You can come in and actually edit the invoice, so you can add in all the items that you want to add in. All of that, I won't spend a ton of time on it. You can check out the help doc, which I will drop in the link here. Just want to cruise through a couple of images though that I got highlighted from the dev team. Yep, those are the frequency settings, making sure that's good. You can see here, right, you can do this actually from the the new button in the invoice section. Obviously, you can come in here when you do have recurring invoices. You can check out all the details as to what's going on with all of those, which is awesome.
So just to add in here, that's a good, cool spot right there. This is a feature that QuickBooks usually already offers, or FreshBooks. Xero also offers this, and this is not something that you've never seen before. This is just something where now that HighLevel can connect directly to QuickBooks, and there's so many things that you can get automated from within HighLevel, but you don't want to have to duplicate that info to QuickBooks. This will automatically create the invoice in HighLevel, send the data to QuickBooks, so that way QuickBooks gets the update that it was paid, or it was sent out, or an invoice was created. So this is just another way to, because you're not going to have your bookkeeper, let's say if you're a big company, you're not going to have your bookkeeper logging in to HighLevel to see what invoices have been sent out. So HighLevel is going to go ahead and send that data back to QuickBooks, but let HighLevel handle the automation. So that way you don't have to go to two different platforms to try to get paid. So that's a really, really neat feature that's nice to have inside of HighLevel, and I can definitely see us using. Now, the only thing that they don't have yet is that they don't have the recurring invoice, but I wanted to have a recurring charge as well if they accepted it, because I don't want to have to chase money. I don't want to have to do that, especially as a solopreneur. Well, I'm not a solopreneur, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm the one responsible for having to get the payments going. And the more things that I can really take off my plate, which is collecting money, the better. And HighLevel lets you do it if they sign up through an order form, but not through an invoice. So I hope they incorporate that too. And same thing goes with estimates. Like I would like for HighLevel to create estimates automatically, which I think that they're going to be doing it soon. Estimates are basically letting the client know, or the prospect know, hey, this is how much it'll cost if you want to move forward. I know other platforms, the person could actually accept it, and then it'll convert to invoice and all kinds of cool stuff. So this is a real neat feature. And yeah, right here where they're stopped right here, it says view invoice. So you could actually see the invoices right in here, which is looks like every 10 minutes they were doing. Every 10 minutes they're doing.
It's cool to have all that
paid.
It's cool to have all that tech part in one platform, as you said, to keep QuickBooks just for the money, just for the invoices, so you don't make it confusing or like complicated. Because now we are talking about ourselves, that you are handling the money and you are handling the invoices. But when it comes to bigger companies, those are two different people. So the one who is checking the invoices, he just cares about QuickBooks. He doesn't care about the recurring money. He doesn't care about the cancellation, the subscription, all that jam. So that will be handled by a tech person or someone who's taking care of creating all those invoices. And as you said, if they can add the estimation, that would be a big addition, and it will be one package.
Right. And this has a direct connection to QuickBooks. So that means that you don't have to connect it with Zapier to send the data, and you save yourself from having to connect one unnecessary step, which is direct. So really cool. That's called native integration, in case you didn't know. Not you, the one that's watching.
You can see all of the actual details of any of the existing recurring invoices. You can see the actual invoices that were created and the status of those, send those, etc. So that makes those things super easy. You can come in here, and this is where you sort of see that invoice history that I just showed you. And then again, obviously the invoice details as well. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, and then of course, in the case where you want to actually just stop it sort of midstream, you're like, I'm ready to be done with this. You can go ahead and stop it using that this stop end recurrence template that's already in there, which is pretty awesome. And of course, it's going to just sort of prompt you to confirm that, because we want to make sure that we don't do that accidentally. So anyways, this is phenomenal. This is one of, I believe it's the highest voted item on the invoicing, or maybe the second. It's one of the two. The team has just done such an awesome job here. So again, go to beta.gohighlevel.com, take a look at it right away. As always, give us your feedback, and we can't wait to get this live here probably in the next week or so. So on that note, I hope all of you are having an awesome Wednesday, and we will talk soon. Thanks.
All right, cool little update there. And I think we're gonna
stop trying to sell websites for $25.
Stop selling websites for $2,500. All right, let's see here. Last one for now. Let's see if we have enough time.
A couple quick warnings here. Everything I show you.
All right, so this video is called the Q3 roadmap. It's a sneak peek, and I did watch this. It seems very exciting. So let's go.
Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Sean coming at you from HighLevel. So I am doing this without permission from my team or anyone, so hopefully I don't get in too much trouble. But I was so inspired by some of the stuff that I saw today that I just couldn't help but share. So we are rounding out the road mapping for Q3. We're going through final presentations with the team. And I saw some spectacular stuff that I wanted to kind of sneak preview to you. So a couple quick warnings here. Everything I show you is absolutely in its most beginning of form. It's not anywhere close to everything that we're going to be doing. I just wanted to share two things that we have some cool visuals on today, and just always love to keep people in the know of what's coming up. So first up actually is going to be our big addition of memberships, that I think is awesome. I don't know anything about how this is structured, so I'm just going to like bumble my way through it, which is, you know, anybody's watched these videos, there's nothing new about this. But this is the idea that Neil Ashish from the product team and the memberships folks have come up with, of adding community by starting off with comments. So you'll see these are some screens here. I think some of this is just reworking the existing screens, but you can see it says comments up at the top there. And then you can see they're sort of locked and hidden and enabled. There's a bunch of stuff they're going to be doing.
All right, that's cool because it gives you a better way to manage a course that you have hosted inside of HighLevel. This is the kind of like a default feature of like these major, like Kajabi.
But you can see you can manage the comments.
Kajabi has it. Even ClickFunnels has it, right?
Yeah,
some of these things, not everything.
They have it, but yeah, when it comes to ClickFunnels and HighLevel, it was basic. It was just if you want to host something very basic, but if you want to go advanced, you always go to Kajabi. So adding features to this may completely replace Kajabi or Teachable or any other platform, which is very cool.
Right.
Which is cool because having so many platforms and all the integration and all that information that going back and forth, if you can minimize it, it will be much better and cheaper at the end of the day because you are paying less.
Right. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take it here because this part of the video, I liked how he mentioned this, and when I first started with HighLevel, when I heard that this software is gonna try to combine all these different softwares into one, I kind of I'm like, I don't like the sound of that because that means you're not going to be good at anything. That's what I hear when someone tries to do everything in one shot. But I was watching a podcast with Joe Rogan, and his name is Naval. He was interviewing guy Naval, and he says specialization is for insects. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I don't need something that does everything perfectly, but I need to do a really good job I need to do a good enough job so that way I don't sacrifice quality for features, right? And HighLevel, when it first started, it wasn't that great. I was not interested. I was not impressed. I stuck to ClickFunnels and ActiveCampaign, and just there was no need to make any changes. Then, of course, fast forward like 2 years later, I ended up changing over. Like I just decided to run my website on HighLevel. The automations through HighLevel, everything through HighLevel. I'm paying the $300 a month to have it, and I feel like, and I referred it, and I get affiliate commission, so it's almost like getting it for free. It's paid for essentially. It's not coming essentially out of my pocket, and I feel like it's been a major player in our progress. And this screenshot that you're seeing here, it's like the way they do things is they don't do things where, okay, the top example, they get a wheel, then a second wheel, then they start building the body of the car, then the car. You'll notice that the face at the top is a mad face, then happy face. Well, their approach is like this one. And we kind of like run our agency like this as well. We're like, okay, first we're going to start with a skateboard. You can still use it. You're not going to be impressed, but it works, right? Then we're going to make it into a scooter. It's still not as good, but it's definitely better than a skateboard. So you could still use it. Then it's a bicycle. So the reaction is, again, it's no longer sad. It's neutral. Now it's a motorcycle. Now it's getting much better. Now there's a smiling face, and then there's a car. So in other words, they're creating things that work. It may not be as great as something else, but they're constantly improving it, where they just keep getting better and better. But their focus is just, let me get something working now, and then we'll improve it as we go. And that's kind of like been their approach. And I actually appreciate that, because it lets me know that I'm working with something that's consistently updating. And I don't want to be stuck to although I don't want to be stuck to a software that only focuses on one thing when I can find something that does good enough with other things. And that's basically what HighLevel ended up becoming for me.
Definitely. That's the approach most of the softwares are working right now, which is start small, start as we said with MVP, minimum viable product, and build on it. Because if you want to go with approach number one, you should have two things, which is one, deep pocket, because you are not going to offer something for your clients until it's ready completely. Mm-hmm. Second, that what you are going to offer is going to be static. So for example, you are going to sell bananas. Bananas are bananas. So you are not going to develop on it. But when it comes to software, even if you have the best strategy team, even if you have the best design team, you are not going to get your software perfect until you give it to customers. They use it, they give you feedback, all their issues, and build on it. So why spending so much time? Why wasting so much time and resources on trying to perfect something? And at the end of the day, maybe what you spend time on is not that important to the clients as other things. So I really understand them, and I really appreciate this way. And most of the softwares right now, the big softwares they are working right now, they are using this, and including my top favorite software, Notion, which they start very small, but now you have everything you need.
Right. I agree. We have everything we need from this particular side of things. Now we use another software for project management. I don't think HighLevel is going to get involved with that, but for the most part, website, the automated workflows, the CRM, booking systems, like all of it, even the course module, it's all in here, and I feel like it's good enough, and they still look pretty good. So yeah. Now, like, I appreciated earlier, like ActiveCampaign. I'm not going to talk smack about ActiveCampaign. I actually really do like ActiveCampaign. They are a really good piece of software. The challenge I face with them is that I can't collect payments with it. I can't get bookings with it. And then now they're introducing the landing page side of things, which is still pretty, clunky. It doesn't work as well. And the price is really high. Like, they charge per contact. And I'm like, man, it's like, I can't find it in my professional heart for a starting entrepreneur to dive into something like ActiveCampaign, knowing that, they're going to at least spend to have the automation $70 a month. $70 a month, and they can do maximum 2,000 contacts with the plus feature. So I tell people that you just go HighLevel, and then just going with ClickFunnels, another software that just landing pages and course modules and sales funnels. You could upgrade to do the what is it, the Actionetics side or whatever they're calling it now, where you can send out emails, but you're spending $300 and you're still insanely limited. So it's like HighLevel turned out to be a more cost-effective solution because it combines so many different pieces of software, and almost everything works good enough, and they keep getting better. So that's what I ended up going with HighLevel.
Yeah, they played on the long run HighLevel, and now they are getting there. Because if you want to compare ActiveCampaign, which I very much appreciate very much, and their way of business, they were trying to be specialized on one thing, even though the last couple of years, like I can see that they are trying to try more things, as you said, landing pages and the chat bubble and all the things. So they are trying to combine one or more features into it. But when you are trying to compare it to HighLevel 3 years ago, there was like no way to compare with them. But now after
Mhm.
all these upgrades, yeah, it's more cost effective when you are talking about you need one for all package. Definitely you have to go with HighLevel.
Yep, you get text messaging, and you don't even have to go with the $300 plan. Like if you're just a one business operation, you could just go with the $97 plan. Yeah, actually, no. Now you don't need. I think you don't need SendGrid anymore either. You could actually just use their internal email system. You still need Twilio if you want to send out text messages, but
Yeah.
that HighLevel account could connect to Facebook page, Instagram, Messenger, Google My Business. Obviously, it connects to QuickBooks. You can connect it to your Google Calendar. So, yeah. So I just find it to be. I'm a fanboy. I'm a fanboy right now with HighLevel. So I've been recommending it to everyone that I think unless they're so deeply integrated with their software. Like I know some people that have Infusionsoft, and now it's called Keep, and it's just going to cost too much time and energy to move them out. Although it might still be in their best interest to get out, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, man. Anything else you want to add, man? This was a cool video, man. I'm looking forward to doing more reaction videos. Last week today.
Yeah, I think there was one more video they had, even though we don't need to show it, but there is one thing that I wanted to mention, which is very important, that they are doing speed updates, but they mentioned something, but he didn't go deep into the meaning of this, but it's very important. So what's happening is, so because they are doing some speed updates, they are changing the structure of the pages. And he's saying that this is a warning for 18 days. You have to test that your funnels will still be working. What does that mean? That means that let's say for some of the custom codes, for example, you grab it from some platform or your developer worked on it. For example, if you have checkout, in the checkout, let's say that you have a code that will highlight the best offer. How does that work? It will check the original checkout form and the code, and on top of that, you will add styling. So what he is mentioning now, because they are rearranging the whole structure of the page, this whole highlighting may not be working. So you have to test it out. So this is very important that it needs to be tested for all the funnels that are working right now, because while I'm speaking about highlighting, there are more advanced codes, something like related to bump offers, something related to quantities, like to offer quantities when it comes to products. So that's definitely something very important for the people to check before it's going live, because when it goes live and your funnel is broken, then it's going to be hard to debug it.
Right. It's the price you pay for having innovation. You have to jump in there and
good
see
from
how it
them
affects
to
you.
announce it ahead that you have to check.
Right.
But yeah, I would say they need to explain it more to show it to the people that this is dangerous, because your funnel may be down because of that.
Right. And if you're running client stuff, this is potentially the reason why. So as you were speaking, and I was just diving into HighLevel, I got a notification, and this is the notification we just got. So what's new? Invoicing on mobile, blazing fast location switching, and reputation management new flow. So I'm curious to see what that reputation management new flow is. I'm going to check it out. Usually that means that, well, it looks like you can automate something related to reputation management. So let's see what's up with that. So, all right, my brother, let's save it let's see whatever updates they have. I'm really looking forward to their blogging, internal blogging. I've been dying for that because I don't want to have to keep using something else like WordPress as a subdomain. I want to keep it all within HighLevel and just one spot to manage everything. So,
I agree.
All right, man. Thank you, bro. It was really cool to geek out with you, and you that's watching this video. Thanks for your time. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for geeking out with us. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so that way you can stay updated with the latest reaction videos related to marketing automation, business growth, etc. and share, like, comment. Is there a specific feature? Is there a specific page you want us to check out? A specific software you want us to check out? Let us know in the comments, and we'll check it out. All right. See you. Carlos, Miami Marketer, Jake, out.